Nobody was ready for this. Not the fans, not the family, not even the people who thought they'd already seen the worst of Braxton drama. Because what just exploded behind closed doors makes every past argument look like child's play. Insiders say the room went dead silent before the crying started, one sister shaking, one sister furious, and $50,000 suddenly turning into the most toxic number in celebrity history. Towanda Braxton reportedly sobbing uncontrollably as Tamar Braxton allegedly stood her ground and took her money back. Money that was never supposed to come back like this. Sources are calling it a financial heartbreak, wrapped in years of resentment, broken promises, and quiet betrayals that finally detonated all at once. This isn't just about cash, this is about trust collapsing in real time. Whispers of secret agreements, private thank you messages, and a promise that was allegedly made when cameras weren't rolling are now crawling out of the shadows. One insider claims Tamar walked in with receipts, timestamps, and a tone that made it clear this conversation was overdue. Another swears Towanda kept repeating, "I didn't know it would end like this," as tears hit the floor. Social media caught fire before anyone could spin the story. Clips resurfaced. Old interviews suddenly sounded different. Fans started picking sides like it was a courtroom drama with no judge. And just when everyone thought this was the lowest point, a source dropped a chilling warning. This fight unlocked secrets Tamar has been sitting on for years. Secrets that, if spoken out loud, could permanently destroy the Braxton family as we know it. The confrontation didn't start loud. That's what makes it even more terrifying. According to multiple insiders, it began with Tamar sitting perfectly still, jaw tight, eyes locked, while Towanda paced the room already emotional, already defensive. No cameras, no producers, just sisters and years of unresolved tensions suffocating the air. What followed was not an argument. It was an eruption. A supposed leaked voice memo circulating in private fan circles captures Tamar's voice cracking as she lists dates, amounts, and promises, each word sharper than the last. Towanda's response, according to someone who heard the full recording, wasn't denial at first. It was silence. The kind of silence that screams guilt. Sources say Towanda's knees buckled when Tamar mentioned the exact moment the money hit her account. Not an estimate, not a guess, a timestamp. That's when the crying started. Deep, uncontrollable sobs that reportedly echoed through the house. Tamar didn't comfort her. She didn't raise her voice either. That's what scared everyone. Oh, Towanda allegedly kept repeating that she thought things had changed, that time had passed, that family doesn't keep score. Then came the first betrayal twist. Fans lost their minds when that screenshot hit the timeline. The word loan was circled, highlighted, dissected. Towanda's supporters scrambled to explain it away, claiming it was taken out of context. But Tamar's camp didn't stop there. Another message followed, this one even uglier. That single sentence flipped public sympathy like a switch. As the receipts piled up, the family dynamics started cracking in real time. Group chats allegedly went quiet when Tamar dropped everything at once. Within minutes, someone leaked that exchange too. Fans watched the family implode one screenshot at a time, refreshing feeds like it was a live trial. Every old episode clip suddenly felt incriminating. Every past laugh felt staged. Every "we're good" interview aged like milk. Behind the scenes, Towanda's emotional state reportedly spiraled. Sources say she locked herself in a bathroom, crying so hard someone feared she'd faint. Meanwhile, Tamar allegedly contacted her team, not to spin the story, but to prepare for war. That sentence alone sent chills through anyone who's followed the Braxton saga. Because Tamar protecting people has always been the unspoken rule. The one who says too much, but also knows where every body is buried. Social media chaos reached nuclear levels when a short, grainy audio clip leaked. Just 7 seconds. That was enough. Hashtags exploded. Fan accounts split into camps. Some accused Tamar of being ruthless. Others praised her for finally standing up for herself. Celebrity reactions quietly added fuel. Screenshots live forever. Then came the most humiliating moment, according to sources close to Towanda. Tamar allegedly demanded the money back immediately, not eventually, not in payments. Now. Towanda reportedly cried that she didn't have it liquid, that things were tied up, that Tamar knew how hard things had been. That's when insiders say Tamar stood up, signaling the conversation was over, and made a call that no one expected. A call that reportedly ensured the money would be returned within hours. As word spread that Tamar actually got the money back, the tone shifted from gossip to shock. Fans couldn't believe it had gone that far. Towanda crying wasn't just about the money anymore. It was about exposure, about losing control of a narrative she thought was buried. Ahmad. By nightfall, insiders say producers were scrambling, lawyers were calling, and at least one family member was furious that this never stayed private. But the damage was done. Too many leaks, too many receipts, too many people talking. And just when everyone thought the worst had already happened, a new rumor started circulating in industry group chats. A rumor that Tamar wasn't just angry about the money, that the $50,000 was only the doorway to something much bigger. Something involving paperwork, legal filings, and a name that should have never been written down. And according to one chilling insider whisper, if that next piece drops, the crying we saw from Towanda will look like nothing compared to what's coming next. By the next morning, the story had mutated into something far more dangerous than a family argument. Industry insiders say paperwork started circulating in private producer chats, the kind of documents nobody wanted fans to see. A name was highlighted, a date was circled, and right next to it was a number that made everyone gasp all over again. $50,000 wasn't just money anymore, it was a paper trail. Sources claim Tamar had been sitting on these documents for years, choosing silence over chaos, until Towanda allegedly forced her hand. Everything she swallowed to keep the peace came rushing out at once. According to someone close to Tamar, she wasn't even planning to go public until she heard whispers that Towanda had been telling people the money was a gift behind her back. That's when Tamar snapped. A leaked DM, now making the rounds in fan forums, shows Tamar writing, "Don't make me say it." That exchange alone sent fans spiraling. Please don't what? Say what? Expose who? The speculation went feral. TikTok creators started stitching old interviews together, pausing on moments that suddenly looked suspicious. A clip of Towanda laughing about family helping family went viral with millions of views, now framed as foreshadowing instead of warmth. Behind the scenes, Tawanda's emotional collapse reportedly deepened. But that narrative immediately cracked when another alleged leak surfaced. This one was explosive. The room went silent online. Fans replayed it over and over, dissecting tone, context, intent. Tamar didn't need to comment. The internet did the work for her. Then came the twist nobody saw coming. An insider claims another sister knew everything. Not suspected. Knew. And had allegedly advised Towanda to just let time pass because Tamar would eventually drop it. When that rumor hit Twitter, it ignited a second firestorm. Now it wasn't just Tamar versus Towanda. It was Tamar versus the entire family machine. Fans started accusing the others of gaslighting, of protecting the wrong person, of letting Tamar be painted as unstable for years while knowing the truth. Old clips resurfaced where Tamar was dismissed, talked over, labeled dramatic. In a new light, those moments looked cruel. The pressure reached a boiling point when a short, shaky video clip leaked from what insiders claim was a private family meeting. The audio is muffled, but one voice, unmistakably Tamar's, cuts through. "I covered for you." That clip alone flipped even longtime Tamar critics. The narrative shifted from messy sister drama to something much darker. Exploitation wrapped in family loyalty. Social media chaos escalated into full-blown warfare. Hashtags demanding accountability trended alongside hashtags begging Tamar to protect her peace. Fan pages split. Comment sections turned toxic. Even celebrities started choosing sides in subtle ways. Another posted a cryptic Instagram story. "Receipts don't cry." Everyone knew who it was about. Everyone pretended they didn't. Sources say Tawanda's camp tried to regain control, leaking their own version of events to select blogs. They claimed Tamar was exaggerating, that the amount was smaller, that circumstances had changed. But that move backfired instantly when another document allegedly surfaced, showing the full amount transferred in one clean transaction. The math didn't lie. Fans started accusing Towanda of rewriting history in real time. The crying, they said, wasn't remorse, it was fear. Meanwhile, Tamar reportedly reached her breaking point. According to an insider, she told her team she was tired of being the villain for telling the truth. That quote spread like wildfire, reposted thousands of times within minutes. It struck a nerve. People who'd been in similar family situations felt seen. The story transcended celebrity gossip and became something painfully relatable. The emotional toll, however, was allegedly devastating. Towanda was described as inconsolable, oscillating between anger and despair. One source claims she screamed that Tamar was trying to ruin her, while another says she begged for a private resolution just hours later. That sentence reportedly ended the conversation. As night fell, the rumors grew darker. Industry whispers suggested that the money dispute was tied to something bigger, something legal, something that could drag more names into the mess. Lawyers were allegedly consulted, NDAs were allegedly mentioned, and one terrifying question started circulating. If Tamar goes all the way, who else goes down with this? Fans sensed it too. The energy online shifted from excitement to dread. That sentence detonated across fan spaces like a bomb. What could be bigger than $50,000? What could make hardened producers panic? What could make Towanda cry like this wasn't just about finances, but survival? Because if the whispers are true, the next reveal won't just embarrass someone. It could permanently rewrite how the world sees the Braxton family. And according to one chilling source, Tamar hasn't even opened the final folder yet. By the time dawn broke again, the situation had crossed a point of no return. Insiders say Tamar stopped answering calls entirely, not out of fear, but out of control. When she resurfaced, it wasn't with tears or explanations. It was with silence so loud it terrified everyone involved. That's when the whispers turned into panic. Because anyone who's followed this family knows when Tamar goes quiet, something catastrophic is about to drop. This wasn't emotional anymore, this was surgical. Towanda, meanwhile, was reportedly unraveling. Multiple sources describe her as oscillating between rage and despair, convinced Tamar was preparing to expose something she thought had been buried forever. That alone sent chills through fan circles when it leaked. How much what? Proof? Messages? Evidence? The implication was terrifying. This wasn't about defending herself anymore. It was about bracing for impact. Then came the most explosive alleged leak yet. A partial transcript from a private conversation began circulating, allegedly between Tamar and a confidant. According to the transcript, she wanted to see who would tell the truth once pressure was applied. The results reportedly broke her heart. Names were mentioned. Loyalties were exposed. Fans went silent reading that. Even critics couldn't spin it. Social media erupted again, but this time the tone was different. Less excitement, more grief. People started talking about narcissistic family systems, about scapegoats and enablers. Old footage of Tamar being dismissed suddenly looked sinister. The laughter tracks felt cruel. The dismissive comments felt calculated. A viral thread titled, "They Let Her Be the Villain," racked up hundreds of thousands of likes in hours. The public narrative had fully shifted. Towanda wasn't just crying anymore, she was losing the court of public opinion in real time. Behind the scenes, sources say emergency damage control meetings were happening without Tamar. That alone was a statement. Shortly after, a new rumor surfaced that shook everything again. Tamar had allegedly been advised by legal counsel that she could speak freely because certain protections no longer applied. When fans caught wind of that, the speculation exploded. Protections from what? Contracts? Agreements? Silence clauses? The possibilities were endless and terrifying. Towanda's emotional state reportedly hit rock bottom when she realized the money was no longer the headline. That line, leaked anonymously, became a rallying cry for some and an indictment for others. Sympathy started evaporating. People began asking why accountability always looks like persecution to the person who benefited the most. Even some longtime supporters quietly stepped back, unfollowing, deleting old posts, scrubbing timelines. Then came the night that insiders say changed everything. Tamar allegedly met privately with someone who knew the full history, someone who had been there from the beginning. What was said in that meeting hasn't leaked, but what followed did. That sentence detonated across group chats when it surfaced. Peace at whose expense? That question echoed everywhere. Industry reactions turned cautious, producers went silent, bloggers hesitated. No one wanted to be on the wrong side of whatever was coming. A veteran entertainment journalist allegedly warned colleagues, "If she talks, it's not just a story." Fans felt it too. The air shifted. This wasn't tea anymore. It was testimony. In it, she allegedly apologized, not clearly, not fully, but enough to suggest regret. That line alone cemented where things stood. This wasn't about forgiveness anymore. It was about truth. As the hours passed, a final rumor began creeping through the fandom, one that made even seasoned gossip veterans uneasy. Supposedly, the money, the messages, the betrayal, all of it connected to a decision made years ago that affected more than just one sister. A decision that shifted power, finances, and narratives inside the family. And according to the whisper, Tamar was the only one who never benefited from it. She just paid the price. The last thing that leaked before everything went quiet again was a single sentence from an anonymous insider who claimed to have seen what Tamar plans to reveal next. It wasn't dramatic, it wasn't long, it was chilling in its simplicity. And just like that, the internet held its breath, waiting for Tamar to decide if silence was still worth the cost. And this is exactly where you come in, because this story is not done breathing yet. What you just heard isn't recycled gossip, it's a live fracture happening in real time, and the next move could change everything. One post, one comment, one leak, one sentence spoken out loud. That's all it takes for the situation to explode beyond repair. If you think this ends quietly, you haven't been paying attention. Silence right now is not peace, it's pressure building. And when it releases, it's going to hit fast and hard. So don't sit on the sidelines pretending this doesn't matter. If you've ever been betrayed by family, gaslit for telling the truth, or made to look crazy while someone else played innocent, this story is personal. Your voice belongs in this conversation. Hit that like button like you're choosing a side. Drop a comment, because the comment section is where the real truth starts surfacing. And subscribe right now, because if you miss what comes next, you're going to be playing catch up while everyone else already knows what was said, who folded, and who got exposed. People are watching, insiders are watching. And trust me, engagement matters more than you think. This is the moment before the storm, and the algorithm decides who gets the front row seat. Stay here, stay locked in. Because when the next receipt drops, when the next name gets mentioned, and when the next line gets crossed, you'll want to say you were already here when it all started unraveling.